excited to hear. She sent me her slides and they're awesome. And it's definitely a topic that's really important to every single one of us. And I just wanted to take a few minutes since I just got back from California and tell you guys a little bit about the trip and how absolutely incredible it was. So if anyone doesn't know, I just got back from New Leadership, the New Leadership Conference. And the qualification to go to the event is 2-star and above. So it's all the new up and coming leaders, and there's different deadlines every year. So this was in January, and I think, I can't remember when the deadline was for new leadership. But it's a lot of fun because you are in this class of people, and they actually put everyone that qualified for this in a private Facebook group. So you get to know people that are kind of all at your stage in the business, that are all kind of working towards the same goals, that have been pushing. And, you know, Beachbody, they take you on a tour of corporate, so you get to see where everybody works out in California. You get to see the offices. It's a lot like Google, where it's laid back, it's fun, it's really interactive. There's so much going on there. There's so much product development. I mean, we're so excited about Hammer and Chisel, and we know that something awesome is going to be launched every few months with this company because our product development is just so incredibly strong. And then there was just nonstop learning for the next day and a half. They have, you know, the CEO, Carl Deichler, was there, the Vice President of Global Sales, Jeff Hill, three of the top 10 coaches were there giving their best practices. It was so much fun just networking and getting to know other coaches in the organization from all across the country. They had a cocktail party for us where Tony Horton was there, and Autumn Calabrese, and all of the marketing council and all the executives, the Beachbody executives were all there. So we got to pick their brains and just kind of hang out in more of a casual setting. Also got to work out with Tony Horton and preview his new program, which looks like so much fun, which I can't wait for that to release. It's fun, you know, it's a totally different style. I know that he's always been so inspired because he's done so much volunteering and traveling to military bases all over the country. So that's what really inspired this program. So I'm really excited for that to come out and for us to all, you know, try it together as a team. So if this business is something that you take seriously, and if you're on this call, I know that you do take it seriously, then put leadership on your dream board, New Leadership, because it's an incredible conference. And since I'm a premier coach, there's 400,000 coaches in this Beachbody organization. But what's so amazing is the numbers just get smaller as you move up. Sorry, I forgot to hit to record. Oh, I can't record it.
I did it.
As you move up, the pools just get smaller and smaller. And you realize that it's not that hard to move up into different pools. And they had, you know, there was around 400 of us at New Leadership, and they had reserved seating for the premier and the elite coaches. So out of 400,000 coaches, only 500 are elite and premier coaches. And I know that several coaches on our team are going to be pushing for premier and elite this year, and that's so amazing. And I know that if that's one of your goals, reach out to me, let me know, and I'll help you strategize, because that was one of the biggest focuses on this retreat, was talking about how to become a premier and elite coach, and really what's so cool about it, what's so cool about having an elite team, and how it really sets your team and sets you guys apart from just a run-of-the-mill average team. And I know we're not run-of-the-mill and average on our team. We're always pushing to do the best we possibly can. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the retreat. If you have any questions, let me know. Because I know that all the events that Beachbody hosts, whether it's New Leadership or the Success Club Cruise or Summit or Leadership, these are always such amazing, amazing events. So put these things on your dream board. Definitely push towards them. Find out when the deadlines are to qualify. Just, you know, you can just FAQ, everything's in there. But it was awesome, and I'm so excited to share with you guys all the information that I learned, because I know it just makes us that much stronger as a team. All right, Lizzie, I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right. I don't need to screen share yet, I guess. Okay. Hi, guys. Well, I'm Liz Templeton, and I became a Beachbody coach about last October, I want to say. And I'm going to go into all that in just a second here. I'm going to screen share. All right. I thought I had like so much time to prepare for this tonight, but my daughter is up until about 8:40. So it was like when you're late for a date and you get all nervous. That's how I feel right now. So I'm going to screen share. I hope I do this right. Okay. Can you see my screen, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right. So one thing I want to talk to you guys.
So we just see your home screen. Do you want us to see your slides yet?
Oh, here. Let me.
So just, yeah, you just have to click on the slides when you do the screen share. Just click on whatever you want it to show.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, that's it.
You see it now? Okay.
Good.
All right. All right. So, like I said, I've been a coach for over a year now. And when I first started out, I, joined the business just as a challenger. And I really had no intention really of working the business or being an active coach. I just wanted to be a discount coach. And that all kind of changed, and you'll see all that in just a second. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about finding your why. So let's start here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me first. So I'm a physical therapist, and that's how I met Laura in grad school about, I don't know, was it like 10 years ago? Oh my God. It's crazy. And I've always been a pretty active person in my life. But Laura and I even started P90X in grad school. Unlike Laura, I gained a ton of weight in grad school, and she stayed little and tiny. But so I tried to stay in shape by doing like P90X, and it was never successful for me. We tried it in the mornings and would quit after about a week. So we never really stuck with it. But fast forward, however many years it's been, I guess 7 or 8 years. I had my daughter Carly about a year and a half ago. And after having her, I gained 70 pounds, and I needed something to help me manage, my weight, my eating. I work full time. So I really didn't think I could go back to the gym. I used to do triathlons. I definitely didn't feel like I'd have time for that. So I needed something that would fit into my lifestyle. And Laura gave me Pio for my baby shower gift. And it was amazing. I joined her accountability group, and I was very successful with it. And I could go on about me forever, but I'm going to move on. So if you want to know more about me, you can ask me, because that's not really what this call is about. So the objectives of this call are really to create a clear, concise vision for your business. And I really want you to think about that, finding your why. And I want you to do that, when you get off the call tonight or tomorrow. That's something, if you don't have a clear vision, I promise you that it's very easy to lose why you are in this business. And to see the value in consistency. And the last thing is to learn the skills necessary to stay motivated throughout the year. So, like I said, I joined in October last year, but I really didn't get into being a Beachbody coach until about January. That's when people started to see my transformation and wanted to join my team. And I got really, really excited, because in the beginning for me, that is really what worked for me. I was coming off having a baby. I had these great, amazing transformation pictures, and I was sharing my story. I mean, that's all I was doing every day. I was following the 3 vital behaviors, and people wanted to sign up and join with me. And I, like a lot of new coaches out there, you probably felt the same way as I did. I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. At that point, I think Laura was only about a year into the business, and, she was still forming her team too. And, we were all trying to kind of figure out what we were doing as coaches. And, everybody, when they first sign up to be a coach, you get your getting started right call. And I'm sure Laura asked me like why I want to be a coach. And this is it. This is my daughter, Carly. And that's what I said, my daughter, I said, I was seeing a small bit of success with the business in just a few short months. And I'm like, I could really do this. I could quit my job and I can, or I could work part-time. I could be a stay-at-home mom because she is my everything and I want to be home with her. And that's it. So when Laura asked me my why, that's all I said. My daughter, my family, and that was it. So pretty clear cut. And at the time, I thought that that was a great and inspirational and reason to stay motivated. So I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of my kind of path of success over the last year. It's January. We're all so motivated right now. People are wanting to lose weight. They're coming to you. They are so excited. It's the beginning of the year. We're all like, yes, we've got all these Success Club points. We've got tons of challengers in our groups. Our challengers are excited. I think this January, I have the most participation in my group than I've had in a really long time. So kudos to the other coaches doing that with me. But it's just, that's how it is. And that first quarter, I was reaching out to everybody in my warm market. I was really seeing a lot of success very fast. And I became a diamond coach, I would say pretty quickly in the business. And by the second quarter, we get into the summertime. And that is when I started to build my team. I probably had at least like 9 or 10 coaches underneath me. And I got a little like stagnant. I was kind of relying on the residual income of my team. I was still doing, the 3 vital behaviors every day, but I really I didn't have that motivation or that drive that I had in the beginning because I kind of felt like I had this fallback. I was diamond. I felt that I had already reached such a milestone that I could kind of take it easy. But as you could see, I started to lose momentum. And at that time, I also moved. I also had some like personal things going on. We moved back to Pennsylvania. And that was really tough. We got sick and just a bunch of different things were happening. Flash forward to the fall and I sort of just completely fell off. I was still posting every day. It's very easy for me to do my workouts and drink my Shakeology and eat healthy and post in my challenge groups because those things are really, really fun. But inviting every day, and I was telling one of the girls earlier on the call, Janelle, before people got on, like I'm this week hosting my very first sneak peek into coaching, a year and a half into the business. Like I'm finally doing things outside of my comfort zone. And I want to say that that is because my why has changed so much. So I want to keep going on, but you'll see, how that has really changed my business in the last couple months. But then you look at the fourth quarter, and I started to pick things up again. I joined a push group. It was great. I did power of 3s every single day, and I saw I started to help more people, and it was really, really a good thing in my business. I got myself out of my comfort zone. I went to an event with Laura. I, started, really trying to reach out to my team and become a better leader and not just rely on them to keep me going. Oops, sorry about that. So I want to keep going here. So here's some other examples of weak whys, and some of you may have these right now, and that's okay. But my first one is my why is to be a stay-at-home mom. Okay. My why is to pay off my student loans. And we all know money is such a great motivator for us, but this just isn't enough. My why is to get in shape. My why is to help others. And these are all great, but if they're not backed with action items or they don't have a real reason behind it, these aren't going to be enough for you because come third quarter, you're going to be like, it's just not enough. You need something more. You need something that's very strong to keep you going. So I heard this on a call the other day and it really resonated with me. Your why needs to be strong enough to get you out of bed at 5 a.m. and stay up that extra hour at night. And it's so true. Like, you need to feel so powerful about why you're doing this business and why you're a coach. So I listened to a bunch of calls, and I've been reading a lot of personal development, and most of these things that I found together, compilation from the compound effect and just listening to podcasts like all day long in my car. So this is what I did to create my new why and what I feel is really set momentum for my business right now. So I want you all to do these things. So I want you to sit down and answer these questions. Did something in your life happen? Did something in your life happen that changed it forever? I'm sorry, I should have rewrote that. So, for me, for example, I had my daughter, and it changed my whole life. I moved. My husband decided to go back to grad school. All these things happened to me, but I didn't really reflect that in my why in the beginning. Are you running away from something? Ask yourself, are you running away from your job that you don't like? Are you doing something that makes you miserable every single day and you want to get away from that? Are you in an abusive relationship? Have you been in an abusive relationship? Get deep with yourself, and you really don't have to share this with anybody but yourself. But have you ever been in a traumatic situation? It could be anything, really. Did a car accident happen to you? Did you grow up in a family with alcoholic parents? Do you have, something that's really driving you to do this? Make a list of things that frustrate you. This is something, you'll see in my why, that I took all these things and put it together. And then, the first couple of things might sound a little negative, and you're pulling out things that are negative in your life. So I also want you to think about your strengths. What makes you different than any other Beachbody coach out there? What are things that, you're really good at? Like, for me, I feel that I'm very good at motivating people and, keeping people on track and, sharing my story. That's one thing that I do feel that I'm very strong with, doing my workouts, all those type of things. And then finally, what legacy do you want to leave? Where you could even think of that as even what goals do you set for yourself 5 to 10 years from now? What do you want your children to say about you? What do you want, your friends to say about you someday? So answer these questions, and I really feel like that'll help you write a really good why. So after you do that, I want you to write on a piece of paper, what is my why? And then I just want you to keep writing until you reach something that resonates emotionally with you and answers all those questions on the worksheet. And take your time. This isn't something that needs to be done in 5 seconds. It doesn't need to be your why is you want to pay off debt. I want it to be meaningful to you. And something that I've also started adopting is using the SMART formula to help me formulate that. Have it be specific and measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. That will help you have a clear reason and a clear, almost action plan too for reaching your why. And then once you're clear about your why, align your thoughts and actions with your why, because your why means nothing and your goals mean absolutely nothing unless you implement those with actions. So here's my why now. And this is what, I need to move this little guy so I can even read it. There we go. I'm going to read this to you guys, and it is a little bit revealing about my life. But I am a Beachbody coach because I am passionate about my family and providing a life for them where we can live debt-free, because the struggle of living $100,000 in debt on one income when I work 2 jobs is very frustrating, and it is putting a strain on my family, both physically and mentally. I want to raise my family in an environment where we don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, and I can teach my family how to be fiscally responsible. I want my children to look back and say, my mom built a business from the ground up and is able to be home with us after school, take us to practices, give us security, and teach us responsibility. I feel that by matching my current full-time salary with my fitness coaching, it will allow me to go part-time at my PT job and allow me to reach these goals. I also am a strong motivator and am passionate about helping others achieve their peak physical wellness. I am strong at keeping my challengers accountable, and my goal is to use my fitness coaching ability to pay it forward to 3 new challengers a month. I also am a strong leader and want to help mentor 3 new coaches every month so that they will be able to achieve their why. So as you can see, I seriously went through that worksheet, and I then started writing after doing that. And this is something that I now keep up in front of me every single day. And I read this every single day. And that's what you need to do. Every day, you need to read your why. You can't forget about it come the summertime. You just can't, or else you'll end up like I did last year. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be strong coaches the whole year through. Okay. And so now your action steps. So you have this amazing why, you wrote it out. Again, it means nothing unless you take action. So first, I want you to keep your why visible, like I just said, and read it every single day. 2, I think you're going to hear this from everybody, like the 3 vital behaviors. If you're not doing those, you might as well not coach. You might as well not have a why, because it's so true. The most successful coaches, they still do this every single day. So you need to invite, be a product of the product, and do your personal development. And number 3, you need to follow up. So inviting's not just enough. And I've learned that over the last year, that I can send a million invites, and if I don't follow up with them, then I'm just losing the chance to help myself grow my business, or help them, find out why people aren't responding to you, or ask them maybe to refer you to somebody else. So definitely follow up. Don't be afraid to do that. Number 4, ask yourself if your why is still relevant. If it isn't, write a new one. So this is something later on in your business, like you get to a point where you're growing. Your why might change, and that's okay. You don't have to have the same why 3 months from now that you have today. I can speak, my goals have changed as I've grown my business. Number 5, find a success buddy. It's, I have one, I have 2 now, so I'm really excited about that. But, find yourself a success buddy, have a partner in this, because there are going to be days that are going to be really, really hard for you. You're going to get rejected a lot of times, and that's going to be tough, or you're just going to not want to work out, or you're going to want to fall off the deep end. And that is when you need somebody to share those fears with. And then you need somebody to share your successes with and to keep you moving forward. And this is something that I learned from Darren Hardy about bookending your day. And it just makes so much sense. You want to create a routine and stick to it. And he talks about, have in the morning, like I know from 5 to 6, my daughter's not going to be up. I know every single morning that I can get stuff done between 5 to 6. After 6 o'clock, I have no idea what's going to happen. And at night, normally she does go to bed at 8, but I know at least by 8:30, I can sit down and I can work my business until as late as I need to. So for me, that works. You need to find what works for you, and you need to stick to it. But finding those times in your day that are no fail times, that's so important. And I just love this quote, that a daily routine built on good habits and discipline is the difference that separates the most successful among us from everyone else. So creating those habits now and have that discipline now in quarter 1 and keeping it all the way through until December, that is what's going to be so important. So That's really all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. I was telling Janelle earlier in the call that my team call that I did, I only had one listener the first time I did one. So this is really nice to have an audience to speak to. And I hope that this is helpful for you guys. So that's all.
Thanks, Liz. That was awesome. And, I completely agree with absolutely everything that she said. And, I love the quote too, like, your why should make you cry. And it really should. It should hit you so hard in the gut that you get a little emotional even thinking about it. Like, obviously, all the moms on this call, you want to do everything for your kids. But sometimes that means working 2 jobs, and you might not see Beachbody being the solution to that and how you can make it work with your life and with everything else that's going on. But keeping your why in the forefront and not losing sight of how it's not just, when you're working 2 jobs and you see yourself so busy like Liz was, and sometimes 3 jobs, like, you don't understand how Beachbody can even fit into your schedule or how you could possibly work. But the fact that it can replace those jobs so that you can only work 1 job and then Beachbody, or your job part-time and then Beachbody full-time, whatever works for you, whatever works for you and your family, you have the ability to make that possible. Whatever legacy you want to leave, whatever example you want to set for your kids, for your team, it's all possible. So make sure you take these action steps, sit down with that blank piece of paper and really start writing. Think about what those things are that mean so much to you, that is going to get you out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I know you're going to laugh, but my alarms in the morning, I used to get up at 6 and 6:30, and they used to be timed, and they used to be like summer, bikini, like whatever. And those were like the titles of the alarms. And then it was like 6, my team, 5:30, elite, 5 o'clock, like, what are your goals? So like, as my why got stronger, my alarm got earlier. When Liz and I were getting up for P90X kind of in grad school, I never thought I was going to be a 5 o'clock in the morning person. But when your why is stronger than that extra hour of sleep, that's when you've hit the sweet spot with it. So if you guys have any questions about it, or if you want to share your why with your upline, with your success partner, because it is something that's personal, but it's also something that should be out there, because it's really important to share with yourself, with your family, with whoever, why you're working so hard, why you're sacrificing the time with your kids and the time with your family. So thank you so much, Liz, for getting on the call tonight. I'm so excited we were able to do this. And I'm excited to see everybody next week. Does anybody have any questions or anything else before we hop off? We have like 5 or so minutes left.
No, just thank you, Liz. That why sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've been a little shallow on my why, and your why struck a chord tonight. So
yeah, I mean, when we're doing Coach Basics and everybody's like, I want to help people, I'm like, we all want to help people.
yeah.
But there's something deeper in your soul that, like you said, gets you up in the morning and keeps you up an hour later. So thanks.
And I will say too, I guess I shouldn't have said keep your why to yourself, because, I do share mine publicly, and I do find that the more I do share it with others on social media, the more people are like, oh, that's why she's doing this. Because, I know in the beginning, I definitely got kickback from friends, families, people defriended me. Why is she showing herself in a sports bra? Why is she advertising and drinking this shake every day? But when they see that, I don't have to work every single weekend anymore, and that I spend so much more time with my daughter, and that we're putting my husband through grad school, like, there's so much more to it. There's just so much more to this business than, us taking selfies of ourselves. So I take that back. Share your why publicly and be proud of it. That's the biggest thing. And don't be apologetic for anything. Just don't. So I think that will help you if you can do that. Get over that fear.
A little bit. Can I ask you your opinion about something? So one of my whys is an embarrassing thing that I don't like to tell people. Embarrassing. we have credit card debt. I don't like to admit that to people because I'm a professional. I'm like 10 years out of school, and I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I should have my stuff together by now with that, but we do, and that's like a big driving force. Is I want to get ahead of that and have this business. Everything you read is part of it, but the credit card debt part is the part that I think would be relatable, but it's embarrassing to share on social media. So I don't know if there's like a delicate way to like bring that up, or like, I don't know how to share that without feeling embarrassed, I guess.
I don't think there is a way to share it without being embarrassed coming from you, Lauren, because you're such a perfectionist that there's no way, like anytime that you share something like that, that's showing a chink in your armor, you're feeling vulnerable. It's making you sweat a little bit, even just thinking about sharing it. And that's how you know that it's right. And that's how you know that it's something that's vulnerable. Like my business changed so dramatically when I opened up about my struggles having kids. Like, because it's something that's so hard and so personal that so many people can relate to, whether they're a mom and they look at their kids and go, oh my God, I can't imagine my life without them. Or if they're doing the exact same thing and they're trying to go through the same struggle. So it's not easy to share it. And, you know, so many people have that debt and so many people are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, we were so below paycheck to paycheck growing up. And if my mom had something like this, like, life would have been totally different. So thinking about that, and yes, you're professionals, and yes, you guys both have great jobs and you went to, you know, school and all of those things. But in the reality is, like, our school's expensive. And I was listening to a PT group the other day, and they were asking what people are doing to pay back their loans. And it was, go back, live with your parents, sell plasma. Like, there's better options. Like, you don't have to donate a kidney in order to get out of debt. So you know that it's hard for you, and you'll come up with the right way to share it. We can't really tell you how to, but just know that you're not alone in the struggle, and that it's definitely going to speak to people that are going to be just like you. Like when you're trying to attract your tribe is super into fitness, super strong mama bear for her kids, and someone that is willing to work really hard and put themselves out there for the good of the family. So you'll figure it out, but just understand if it's making you uncomfortable, then you're probably on the right track.
Okay.
All right, guys, we only have a few minutes left. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love seeing you guys every week. I am so completely jet lagged. I don't really even know what time it is. I took like a 2-hour nap when I got home from work today. But if you have any questions or if you need anything, feel free to reach out or post it in the group, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Hey, really quick, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Or not even ask, but everybody's like ready for tomorrow night, right? Because tomorrow's going to be your visit.
Yeah, so tomorrow's our live event. I'm trying to cut a movie that I think like a really good one, because I was thinking about posting that Carl Deichler one, but I got a lot of like, yeah, kind of, you know, not the right vibe we're going for. So I'm trying to post one. I was trying to splice it tonight, but I'm having a hard time. So yeah, absolutely. Tomorrow night, I am going to come up with a schedule. Is everybody that sent me a video, I'll send you guys messages. I would rather you post your own videos than have me post your video. So Jasmine, Katie, Liz, you know, whoever sent me videos, Karen, Christy, I'm going to make a schedule and have that time. If for whatever reason you can't be on, send me the YouTube link, or I have it from the last time and I'll post it. But I think it looks better coming from our entire team. Okay, so I'll have like the 5-minute increment of when you should post your video. Okay.
Totally agree.
But keep pushing, pop stuff into the event page, pump it up tomorrow, say how excited you are about it throughout the day. So put anything into that event page tomorrow.
And I don't know if anybody's all about like the challenge yourself list situation, but I do this to myself all the time when I get like certain people, for some reason, I get really nervous about inviting to things. And like this afternoon when I got home from work, I wrote them all down and I'm like, I'm not going to invite them yet to this Biz Out thing. I'm going to do it tomorrow, because I didn't want to be like, there would be days in between. Just tomorrow morning and be like, hey, we're doing this thing tonight. So I definitely urge everybody, find the people that are just like in your brain, you kind of want to, but you're not sure, and be like, it's happening tonight. Just going for it and do it.
Cool.
Challenge yourself.
Awesome. All right, guys. See you guys all next week.
Bye.
See ya.